from Scott Shop Media. Today is Monday, October 5th, and this is what is happening on the mountain. Just a quick overview. Today you have 3 Caltrans projects affecting your traffic. One of them is the ongoing overnight closure at the bottom of the 330, the transition roads. And one is actually going to be happening, or should be happening right about now, and also on the 330, some sort of special event, which is just going to last until about 10 a.m. No hazardous weather forecasted this week. We are expecting some cooler temperatures and reduced fire danger through at least Sunday, so that is great news. Today should be the last day of the elevated fire danger, as temperatures are about the same today as they were yesterday, and then starting tomorrow we should see a pretty significant cool down with some fall-like weather. I haven't gotten an update on the Eldorado Fire for the last 2 days. Last report, it was still at 22,744 acres and 93% containment. There was a small fire last night in Lake Arrowhead. If you were up and following along, it was actually a vehicle that went over the side on the 173 going out towards the backside there, and it caught fire. And unfortunately, the driver, which was the only occupant, did not survive, and it sparked a small brush fire that crews quickly got under control. There were 9 crimes reported on the mountain over the weekend. There aren't any residential maintenance outages reported by Edison today. There is one commercial outage over at Lakeview Point affecting a couple of businesses. I believe that's probably just Caltrans over there. And the fire-related power outages from the Eldorado Fire are still affecting 612 customers in the Forest Falls area. And lastly, there were just 2 new COVID cases reported over the weekend. So that's what I have for you. If you got a few more minutes to stick around, I'll go into greater detail with each of these, starting with traffic. Right now, traffic looks great across the mountain. No major delays reported anywhere. The 330, you might have an escort from the bottom Highland up here to Dollar Curve. Caltrans has some sort of special event scheduled today from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So by the time you watch this video, it may very well be over. Overnight, it's been going on for the past month. Caltrans has a transition road closed at times for miscellaneous work. There is detours posted, so that happens every night from about 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. And lastly, over here on the 18 from Snow Valley to Lakeview Point, there's some utility work going on, so you'll be down to 1 lane. So heads up on that, and please slow for the cone zone. Weather is going to look fantastic this week. If you like fall weather, you're in for a treat. Mostly sunny skies forecasted through the weekend. Cooler temperatures. Today's the last of the warm day that we've had for the past week or so. Highs in the mid 70s, mid to upper 70s. But that temperature drops a couple of degrees each day through the weekend. There is no hazardous weather forecasted. No Santa Ana's forecasted in the next week or so. Our fuel moistures continue to dry out, so we'll keep an eye on that, which is pretty typical for this time of year. Our next chance at a Santa Ana wind event is actually a week from today, on Monday the 12th. The high pressure system, another high pressure system, will be moving in, and the winds will change from an onshore to an offshore flow, and with that we can expect some increased winds. It shouldn't be a critical event, but of course this time of year any wind is not necessarily the best for fire danger, so we'll keep you posted as we get a little bit closer to next week's forecast. Fire, we are still in a elevated risk or a moderate risk for new fire starts today and fire spread today, but this actually gradually decreases each day through the weekend. The Yosemite National Forest still under extreme fire danger. The forest has not reopened yet. That may happen, but we'll keep you posted. So all forest activities are still closed, and with the restrictions that come with extreme fire danger, as far as campfires and stuff like that, are still in effect. And we are at an elevated risk or above average risk, which is normal for this time of year, through the end of the year. And starting in January, we should see, um, hopefully, we'll have some moisture on the ground in January, and we will see a brief pause or reprieve of our fire season. No fires currently burning on the mountaintop. There were lots of reports over the weekend of barbecues and smoke checks, and nothing substantial other than what happened last night over here on Lake Arrowhead on Highway 173, and a car went over the side just north of North Bay Road, caught fire. Unfortunately, the driver, the only occupant of the vehicle, did not survive the accident, and it sparked about 6/10 of an acre of a brush fire. So if you saw that activity or heard any commotion or saw or smelled smoke last night in the North Lake Arrowhead area, that was going on. Crews quickly got the fire contained. There was never a threat to the community, but that a sad story over here in North Lake Arrowhead. Eldorado Fire, no updates in the past 48 hours from Forest Service. Still holding at 22,744 acres and 93% containment, which is probably to be expected. Some areas are harder to get into to make containment lines. Steep terrain, for example, treacherous terrain makes it very difficult to get bulldozers in there, and may not even be safe for hand crews to get in there. So this containment may take a little while to get actually up to 100%. But last couple of radar passes over the weekend, there was actually no heat detected, and I can tell you how sensitive those radars, those satellite images are. The satellite imaging was picking up heat from the cement plant from the up here off of the 18, the Mitsubishi plant, and it was actually picking up the Fontana picks up the iron, the steel mill down there at the old Kaiser Fontana, the Fontana steel mill. So there was no heat being picked up off of the Eldorado Fire over the weekend. That's really good news. We had 9 crimes reported on the mountain over the weekend. Over here on the rim side of the mountain, we had miscellaneous drug arrest in Crestline. There was also a person drunk in public in Crestline. Vandalism reported in Twin Peaks. A person's truck or motorhome was stolen in Twin Peaks, and there was also a residential burglary in Twin Peaks. Over in Lake Arrowhead, there was a theft and in somebody's yard, as well as some auto parts stolen from somebody's house. Over in the Bear Valley area, there was a person arrested for having possession with the intent to sell heroin or morphine. Over here in Big Bear City, or Big Bear Lake, and over in Big Bear City, another case of vandalism. Southern California Edison only has one commercial power outage reported today. No residential outages reported, at least maintenance outages. This is only affecting a couple of customers over here at Lakeview Point, and I think the only thing that's going on over there is probably a fire lookout tower up at Butler Peak and the Caltrans yard that they have over there. There's probably not a whole lot else going on. Maybe a cell tower. But over here in Forest Falls, we still have 612 customers without power due to the Eldorado Fire, and as crews work to make repairs to the infrastructure down there. And lastly, our COVID-19 update. We had 2 new cases reported over the weekend. One of those cases was in Running Springs, and another case reported in Lake Arrowhead. So we're still looking really good on the mountaintop. Our incident rate, number of people who have tested positive based upon our population, is we are at 0.62%, which is significantly better than the rest of the county at 2.57%, much better than the state of California, which is at 2.11%, and the rest of the country, which is at 2.25%. So again, this is Scott from Scott Shot Media. this is what is happening on the mountain. Feel free to email me, Scott at Scott.media, text me, follow along on our Facebook pages or on other social media channels at Scott Shot Media. And also look for this week, we are going to be releasing a website that will have the breaking news and all of our posts all in one centralized location. We'll even be able to do stuff like fire safety articles and earthquake safety articles and stuff like that that pertains to mountain public health and safety. Everybody have a great day, and thank you for watching.